Everyone to 4th Street Live and the Sports and Social Club. I'm Mike Leonard with 4th Street Live, and I'm pleased to be here today with our partners Bellator and the Louisville Sports Commission to brief you on another exciting first for Louisville and Kentucky. It'll take place right here at 4th Street Live later this month. To begin the program, please join me in welcoming Carl Schmidt, Executive Director of the Louisville Sports Commission, to the podium.
Thank you, Mike. The Louisville Sports Commission is in the sports travel industry. Our mission is to bring sporting events to town that put heads in hotel beds. Occasionally, we have the opportunity to work with our local partners that bring events to town. And today, we're here with folks from 4th Street Live and Bellator. I want to introduce a few people who are going to come up and speak to you in just a moment. I want to recognize a couple people also in the audience. In a moment, you're going to hear from Bjorn Rebney, who is the CEO of Bellator, who's the promoter of our events. You're going to hear from a Louisvillian, Brent Weedman, who will be fighting on the undercard on the 24th. You're also going to hear from Chad Hinton from Cincinnati, who will also be fighting on the card. With Brent is his coach, Eric Hincraft, another fighter of Eric's, Joe Heinck, who is a Louisvillian. And I'd also like to recognize Rob Kamen. Where is Rob? Rob Kamen comes to us from Amsterdam by way of Los Angeles. He is a 9-time world champion kickboxer and is now a coach of MMA. We're pleased to have you here. And this time I'd like to bring up Bjorn to talk to you about the events.
Thanks. It's interesting because there's a group that is organized and associated with here out at 4th Street Live called the Cordish Group. And about, 2 months ago, I was sitting with Reed Cordish and we were talking about the potential of trying to do an event. We're talking about the potential of trying to do an event in Kansas City and potentially trying to do one in Louisville. And we didn't know exactly where we were going to do it. We just knew that he wanted to be involved and I wanted to be involved with him because their track record in terms of success in arenas like this, in areas, entertainment areas like this, and in terms of events was just high watermark. And he finally took me outside. We were having a steak dinner and it was in Kansas City at Power and Light. He said, check this out. He said, do you think we could produce an event here? Do you think we could bring in Fox Sports Network? Do you think we could bring in 9 cameras? Do you think we could shoot this and put a crowd in this arena and have an event in this location? I looked around and I said, well, I'm not the smartest guy that can answer that question. I got to bring my production people. And our production people came in literally 3-4 days later, looked at the situation and called me back excitedly and said, this would be awesome. This has the makings of being something that could be special. It's a young, targeted entertainment center. It's got all kinds of people there partying and having a great time. It hits our demo. It's like a 21 to 40-year-old demo. It would just be electrifying. And no sooner had our guys come back and said, that would make a ton of sense, then Reed called me up and he said, you know, we have another location in Louisville that I think would just knock the ball out of the park. I think it would be the same kind of setup. I think it would be magical. I think you'd get a ton of people out and it would be pure excitement. So ultimately we sent our production guys out to Louisville and they took one look at this arena and they called me back more excited than they were about Kansas City and just said this place would just jump off the page in terms of excitement and the right kind of audience and just have all kinds of different sight lines for an event like this where you could be on top of it and you could be right up against the cage and it would be packed. If you haven't seen the Kansas City event that we did with the Cordish Company, with Power and Light, and which was really very similar to what you'll see out here a week from this Thursday, look it up online. Go to Hulu and order it because it was just electrifying. It is the best event in terms of fans and crowd and excitement that we've had so far. And when I got here this morning, about 4 hours ago, and I looked out here, I think this has the potential to literally outdo what we did in Kansas City. So very exciting for us. We bring with us the largest television distribution deal in mixed martial arts today, Fox Sports Network live on Thursday nights. This event that we're going to have a week from Thursday will be seen by the 92 million home universe on Fox Sports Net, 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We do a highlight show on NBC networks on Saturday nights. We do a highlight show on Telemundo, the second largest Spanish language network in this country, on Saturday nights. We do a highlight show on Moon Dose on Saturday nights, becomes our NBC Universal night. We do a Mundo show on Saturday nights as well that's an hour long. Our Mundo show is the highest rated show on the network. Our Fox Sports Network show, which is the actual live event which will take place, baseball throwaway from where I'm standing right now, is the highest rated show on Fox Sports Net nationally on Thursday nights. It's the highest rated show on Fox Sports Net on Sunday nights on the replay. You know, thank goodness, count our blessings, knock on wood, we have done exceptionally well ratings-wise. And I'm not, Chad Hennon's here, Brent's here, and I'm not much for an amazing amount of hyperbole, and they've heard me talk before. But I will say this, and I say it with all honesty, we have saved the best for last. This is our grand finale event of this second season as part of our new television alliance, and this event has really got just meat on the bone from start to finish. We have 2 championship fights. If you look at that poster over there, our featherweight championship from our second season as well as our middleweight championship are going to be right here in Louisville. Joe Warren, 2-time Greco-Roman world champion wrestler who has been just a terror in his first 2 fights in this tournament, is going to fight Patricio Pitbull Freire, who is a phenom from Brazil and maybe one of the best 145-pound featherweight fighters in mixed martial arts today. Brian the Beast Baker, whose only loss in his career is to Chael Sonnen, and those of you who are familiar with mixed martial arts know that Chael is probably the second best middleweight in the UFC today, one of the top 3 middleweights on earth, and he lost a very close decision to him. He's going to fight Alexander Storm Shlemenko out of Siberia, who is the best middleweight out of Eastern Europe today. And when I say tournament, let me back up just a little bit so you can understand what we do. There was a nice lady I was just speaking to a second ago, and she said, so you have this big TV deal and you do events all around the country. Are you exactly like the UFC? And in many ways we are. We have a cage. We have a huge television alliance. We have world-class fighters fighting for us. The difference at Bellator Fighting Championships from the UFC is that everything we do is tournament-based. So when you think about Bellator, think about what you grew up watching in terms of baseball, or football, or basketball, or tennis, or golf, or ping pong. Any sport you